Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome to Monster Energy Supercross 5. This is episode number 1 of a brand new Let's Play series. This game just released onto Steam in the last few days. I've had a chance to go through and play just a little bit, do the Futures Academy, get used to the game, but I am playing on maximum difficulty. I have all assists turned off. I have everything turned to... here's the hardest challenge you're going to get. And it is developed in a way that makes it very hard. We start off with Futures, and then you have Rookie and Pro. The Futures is just 3 races. We're going to go through that today. And so as we get started on this career, it's going to be really bad early on. It's been 20 years since I've played a motocross / supercross type game. So it's been a long time, and they have evolved significantly. And this game is set up in a way with all the assists off that you are using both joysticks to adjust your weight on the bike as you're going along. So it's not just steering left or right. It's not just gas and brake. There is a constant balance to get everything just right. And it is very, very complex. And it requires a lot of hand-eye coordination. And it definitely takes time to get used to. Now, there's no game audio at the moment, but there will be here in about 3 minutes. When I first started up, there was music playing in the background, and that leads to a lot of copyright issues. So I had to negate the audio through this first little bit and then go back and re-record the voiceover section that you're seeing right here. As we get into career race round number 1, we are doing full race simulations with this. And so as I get out here, this is my very first practice session, but practice is also your qualifying. So you have 10 minutes, and that's real time. So I have 10 minutes to run as many laps as I can. Whatever my best lap time is at the end of those 10 minutes, that will determine my qualifying place. And my first session with all of those assists off, not great. I am a full 4 seconds off the pace, and I only completed 13 laps. I really struggled to get the hang of the balance. That's even after doing some practice, doing that Futures Academy to learn the basics. It's a complicated game, and I'm playing in a difficulty that should have it fully set to being for an expert, for a long time player of the game. And it's been 20 years since I played anything like this, and it was nothing like this 20 years ago. So okay, well, my era, by the way, Jeremy McGrath and Ricky Carmichael, those were the 2 superstars when I was last into the sport. One of the commentators for this game is Ricky Carmichael, so funny on that one, but it's Jeremy McGrath, who I was a big fan of. But you can see here, early on, I'm competitive in our very first race. I kept up for a little while, but then I fall off. I crashed a few too many times. You can see I cut the time down from being 4 seconds off the pace to 2.5 seconds off the pace. Heat 1, you have 9 riders that go through out of 20, so 11 go to a last chance qualifier. From there, you're only going to have, what is it, 3, 4 move on, something like that. It's a really limited number. So this is the last chance qualifier, and I get a fantastic hole shot that kicks me off into the lead here early on. But it's inevitable that it's not going to last, and it doesn't. I crashed there coming off that last jump, and in traffic, I'm really having a hard time. Every little nudge, every little push, I need clean air as I'm still getting used to the game, and I'm definitely not used to the side-by-side racing, and it really shows. But for a while here, much better than the first race, I'm keeping up, and the mistakes are still there. They're still prevalent, and I'm down to last place now, but I'm still just off the back of that next rider. It's close. It's close. But ultimately, it's not to be. I fall off the pace, I drop back again, and I finish in last place. Yes, once again, I am in last place. So that's the first race done, but I went from 4 seconds to 2.5 to 2 seconds off the pace compared to everybody else, compared to the back end of the field. So in just one race, in just one round, I've made that much progress. This, though, is something I really love about this game. It's not just go out there and race. And once you're good enough and you beat your competition, you move up to the next division. No, there's actually a skill tree. Already, it's hard enough with all the assists off and everything, but you're starting off with a totally basic rider who's not good at cornering, who's not good at landing. So it's not just that I'm really poor at the game, it's also that my rider is really poor at being a rider. The rider needs to progress. I obviously need to progress my skills. That's the majority of the reason why I'm struggling. It's not the game, but it is partially the game. It is absolutely a contributing factor. So it needs to develop. I need to develop. That combination will make us competitive in time. We already cut the gap in half from 4 seconds down to 2 by the end of that first round. Let's see what we can do going forward with the second round. And here comes the regular audio going forward. Still last place for qualifying here in round number 2. However, after 10 minutes of riding, I was pretty dang consistent with my laps, with 1 or 2 exceptions. Also, only 1 second off the pace now, as opposed to 4 seconds off the pace in round number 1.
A while since the race is about to begin.
So far, so good as we get into the early lead. Not even quite getting the whole shot, but don't expect me to hang on to it. I'm getting a lot more competitive, but that does not mean I've suddenly got this figured out. As you can see, I've already lost that lead here now. But at the moment, at least, I remain competitive and in third place. Getting knocked around here, not once but twice, is harsh. Hanging in there at the moment. Oh, getting pushed! Pushed around big time. Oh, come on. I've never fallen there. I don't know if that was from the contact or if that was just simply that I couldn't quite keep up, but I'm to the back where I belong now. Save the line, that's good. 2 laps till the end. Time is up. I have not been lapped. It's a miracle. I was 2 laps down in the last race. Here, I'm on the lead lap with time up, so since I've lost less than 45 seconds overall, but that's gonna hurt that landing. Sounds like the leader's on me. Yes, he is. Tim Thomas just now lapped for the first time right here. At the end of the race, I am so happy with the improvement from race 1 to race 2. Just get some laps under the belt, get used to the system, and it all comes together. And if I hadn't had that awkward, weird fall, I lost a lot of time on that one. Oh, and I get with that lapping, I don't get a chance to finish things out. Just 1 lap down, yeah.
Which are the fastest riders
and barely
which will have to compete for the last slots in
leader.
the LCQ? Let's see the final results.
Best time was a second and a half off everybody else, but I was really just off that pace, so I was only slowly slipping back. I'm happy.
The riders are lined up on the starting grid, and they're only waiting for the gates to drop.
Last chance qualifier. Clearly still a step beyond where I'm at, but I a little late this time. That gets me right to the back. Still end up getting a decent start. Let's see if we can fix... coming back onto the track though, that hurt a bit. I'm in the mix, I'm 10th. After a less than ideal start. Still 1 in 10th, but I'll stay there. Oh, awkward bounce on the landing. Made that a whole lot worse than it was. And now I'm off the back. I didn't get lapped. There's a first.
What you see are the final results of the LCQ. The top 4 win the last slots in the starting grid for the main event.
I was down to 3/4 of a second off the pace. Still far from the run necessary, but again, I have everything turned off, and I've given myself every challenge. It's been 20 years since I've played a game quite like this, a motocross game, so it's been a while, and I'm getting there. The learning curve is high, but I'm definitely coming up that curve now, making some progress. This time out the course is significantly harder than the previous ones. I started to find a rhythm just at the end, but I was able to get through quite a few laps. It's a much shorter lap here. I'm starting to find some tricks on how to corner a little bit faster. My problem right now is I corner on these tight corners that we have here. I corner way slower than everybody else. I'm starting to learn a little bit of give it a little kick with the brake, and I'm getting around the corners a little bit faster. That's helping with the times. We'll see how much, because I didn't have a clean run on those because I'm still learning how to do it, and so I'd get 3/4 right, I'd get the 4th one wrong, so I haven't quite been able to put together a faster lap, but I was definitely running with the pack a lot better the moment I started doing that, started to figure that out.
Eyes are fixed on the gates. Obtaining the whole shot will be essential for the victory.
I don't mind having the outside lane on this one. Hopefully we can turn that into something useful. Like doing that. That's close. Oh, well, that was unfortunate. Got a little kick there, and that was it. Off I went. Oh, I got nudged, and then I got nudged again, and it just kept pushing me off my line. Continues to be my problem, is that I can't get a good pack run. Still in the pack. Plus I got nudged again on that corner. I got the inside line, and then I get hit from the outside, and then I lose, what, 2 places, 3 places as a result? Oh, and again, shoved. And then I get T-boned. Oh, off go there. And then I'm offline to start the whoops, and totally wrong pace, and now into the back. It took a long time.
The first heat
the
race for the
250
SX class has come to an end.
A lot more like practice.
Which are the fastest riders, and which will have to compete for the last slots in the LCQ.
Pack.
Let's see the final results.
My place there. But my fastest lap was faster than Moody. That's a first. Right in the mix here at the start. Oh! It's very short-lived. Like to be competitive, but I get hit by somebody and it throws off my balance, and then I'm on the dirt. Just can't keep the bike in those scenarios yet. This was one of the faster riders. This was a leader of one of these races. At the moment, though. All for position, by the way. Believe it, I'm actually fighting for position this many laps in. 19th out of 22. Remote. I don't know what's suddenly going on with it. It was just fine. Oh gosh, why did it tail whip like that? I have no idea why it just suddenly tail whipped in the air. But it's led to this mess. Down to 21st out of 22. It's fun while it lasted, but still in it, at least for the time being. Catching back up to these two a little bit. There's up 2 laps till the end. Back that up. Let's take that one back. That was based off the landing. Too much tail whip. Coming out of the corner, getting on the gas a little early. suddenly change my driving style. I was smooth, I was comfortable. I keep doing that. The moment I get a little bit faster, I start pushing, and then the push doesn't work. '21st! There it is. There it is, folks.
What you see are the final
One
results
position
of the
above
LCQ.
last.
The top 4 win the last slots in the starting grid for the
Moody
main
took
event.
the win. What? All right. So, huge. Absolutely huge, folks. I managed to not finish last. I managed to have 5. I think I see 5 riders with a best lap time slower than mine. That is progress. I got competitive. I was in the mix for quite a while. I had that crash near the end that cost me 6 seconds or so. I got really sloppy a few laps from the end and lost a further, 4 or 5 seconds. You take those 10 seconds back and I'm in the mix. Another earlier crash 4 laps in or so took me from in the mix for anywhere from 15th to 19th position to that battling for 2021-22. But you clean up a few mistakes here and there, and we are fighting, we're battling it out for a midfield position in the last chance qualifier on a track that was much harder than the first couple of tracks. So steady progress. I feel good about where we went with that. Now, I know I'm going to be cutting out a lot of the content from those first 3 races. I clearly not good enough, right? Not good enough. Getting better. I'll take that. Prestige up to 14. Our first unlockables at level 25. We are earning some credits along the way here, but the whole shot was close. I was close on that whole shot. I started about 4th, 5th. Final placing was 36th. I only got 3 points. All right, so it looks like I could actually repeat futures, repeat those 3 races, get a little more development under my belt, maybe be a little more competitive before we actually get into rookie. Or we just go straight into rookie where now we unlock things like rider shape, injuries, new skills, training sessions, special events. That sounds pretty cool. There's some good stuff happening in there. I'd like to come back to it, try again, see if we can't actually earn some points. But here's the thing. I have to get out of the last chance qualifier or get out of a heat in order to do that. And I still think I'm some ways off from achieving that. So my 36th is going to be 36th for a while yet until I actually start not just competing for the very, very back end, but compete for the mid-pack. That is going to do it for this introductory episode. Please, the algorithm, it's huge on if there's going to be more than just a handful of episodes to this series. Whether it's going to be a mini-series or a long Let's Play, that's up to you. I need you to scroll down, click that like button, leave an algorithm type comment or other comment for this. Also hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.